Stretching out some, man. I know you're always jacked.
All right, we are live, everybody. Hello, what's going on? It's another Brisco and Big Ace show. Wes is with me. You'll see him in a moment. You might have already saw him real quick, and we also have our very special guest with us as well. Before we get into that, though, everybody, Wes and I felt it was important to at least quickly address what's been going on in the world of professional wrestling these past week or two or so, whatever it's been. You know, you've heard our shows many times. You know, some of these people are even friends. We're friends with Wes and personal experiences. So all we can say right now is it's such a crazy situation, and it's just it makes you sad. It makes you angry. It makes you very, very just confused about things. And really, at this point, all we want to say is, you know, the people speaking out, we hear you. And we're here to share that pain with you. We're here to help you understand. We're here to break down these walls, and hopefully this will help usher into a better just overall atmosphere in the professional wrestling business. So that's all we wanted to say as far as that is. Again, we hear you guys loud and clear. We support you. Anything that we can do to help, we are always up for that. And it's very important to share your story and let people hear the things that are going on so it can change. So with that being said, though, we now want to get into our show. I'm going to bring the guys in. There we go. We got Wes in the house and our special guest. Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Slater is in the house. What's up?
Man, you know, I'm chilling, you know, hanging out, doing a lot of garage workouts and all that fun stuff.
There we go.
Dude, I've seen, well, first of all.
Yeah, what's up?
I got to congratulate on your career, first of all, with the WWE. And,
well, thank you.
But more importantly, what a man you are of raising those three girls, and, you know, what a great husband you are to Steph, and what a great role model you are to, you know, every man out there, you know, because, you know, that's a hard thing to do. And you know, you're always posting your kids on the Instagram, and, you know, I'm good friends with Steph, and it's just, it makes me happy seeing, you know, fathers like that step up and just, you know, be a great dad.
Dude, that's the best thing in my life today. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, the wrestling career was amazing. It was fun.
Couple tag team championships, if I don't believe.
You know. I mean, I've had some gold in my day. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I can honestly say, you know, like, all of that's, you know, amazing. Of course, that's like my childhood dream. But now with kids, it's like all I want to do is make sure that I can help them make sure that their dreams come true. You know, because, like, I mean, my goodness, man, the love that they just give me, you know, to where it's like unconditional, like genuine love. It's like the best feeling in the whole damn world. And it's like with me, man, it's just, I'm a big kid. You know that shit.
Oh, I know. I see you, like, it's so funny. I see you at, no, you're good. I see you at, like, when you're at their gymnastics practices and you're filming of it stuff. You could just tell that you're just genuine and just happy to be there. You're not like one of those parents that are like, oh my God, I gotta take them to class. You're just like spying on them the whole time. Like, they're probably like, Dad, can you just like back up a little bit?
Bro, they're not there yet. They're like, they do a cartwheel and they look over at me like, huh? You see that? You see that? I did that. You see that? And I'm like, yeah. You know, I'm the encouraging dad now. Yeah. Give it a few more years, I guarantee you they're gonna be like, Dad, stop it. You're embarrassing me. But we're not there yet. Like, I'm still that, you know, I'm still the cool dad, you know, like, oh yeah, that's my dad. He loves me. Watch this cartwheel I do for him. But other than that, like, you know, later on in life, you know, I'm sure we'll have another conversation about that in a few years. But yeah.
Is it all girls?
Oh yeah, man. I just got some girls, man.
Oh, when they start dating, that will all change for you.
Oh yeah, trust me, I already know. You know, but I'm okay to go to jail when they're teenagers. So, you know, it's all right. You know?
Hey, and to believe it or not, guys, Heath is actually Golden Gloves champion.
Hey, runner up.
So he got them hands. He got them hands, boy.
I ain't gonna lie, man. These used to be tough, man. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if I got one on someone, it'll hurt.
Dude, you got that dad strength, boy. You got that dad strength. There ain't nothing stronger than that.
You know what's funny though? That whole, you know how we always joke about that whole old man strength.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I feel like I'm getting to that age to where like I'm getting a little taste of it, you know, because I've been doing CrossFit a lot. And Steph, man, Steph been doing CrossFit, so now I've been doing it for like the last, I don't know, 3 months now. But dude, my body has changed. I'm pressing weight to where I'm like, damn, how in the hell am I doing this? Like, my form's great, man. You know, it's just one of the, but I'm not like, you can ask Wes. I've never been that big of working out. Like,
trust me, I know this.
Yeah,
My kind of guy right there. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll go to the gym. I'll get a little sweat on, you know. But
no, here's what Heath will do. Heath will go to the bench press, you know, get his bench press on. Then he'll go to the curls, make sure he gets his curls. Then he'll go to the triceps, gets his triceps. Then he'll get his little shrug on. And then he'll be like, all right, baby, I'm good. Just
yeah, that maybe hit the sauna for a little bit. Other than that.
No, but now I've totally seen you change your routine, and you can physically tell in your body that, I mean,
brother, my body changed. It's shocked. Like CrossFit's like nothing that I want to do. Like, it's hard. It sucks. It like really kicks your ass. Like, legit. Like, it sucks. Like, I ain't gonna lie. But it works, man.
Yeah.
Like, it absolutely works. And then to be a professional wrestler, like in wrestling, you know, you gotta drop down, hit the ropes, do sprints, lift guys up, put them down, rest for probably maybe 30 seconds to a minute, then hit it again, do another spot, go, get slammed. Maybe your breath will get knocked out of you. Maybe it will if they land you wrong. Get back up. Go. And CrossFit's the same damn way, man. But you're lifting up, 40-pound damn balls and slamming them. And then doing these Olympic lifts. I don't even know all the names of them. Just doing this stuff, man. Like
burpees,
burpees, man.
Snatches.
Burpees are hell.
That makes me feel so much better about myself because about a year ago, I went through a 3-month challenge of CrossFit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not like you guys. I don't work out at all. I am overweight. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm fat. It happens, dude. Man, I'll tell you what, that thing, I mean, I felt great at the end of the 3 months. It just was too expensive, but
it is a little up there. But dude, I'm telling you, like, I tell everybody, like, yeah, I'm doing CrossFit. They're like, oh, how do you like it, man? I'm like, dude, I hate it. Like, I hate it. But it works, man. It works.
Heath, how crazy, man. I went back and watched some of our old FCW tapes. And
now real quick, to set the picture, if people don't know, did you guys come in at the same time at FCW?
No, Heath was already there. And believe it or not, Heath was the first person to be cool with me. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. A lot of people weren't necessarily too kind to me. FCW was a Shark Tank. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was no Performance Center. It was was a Shark's Tank. And a lot of people, they weren't cool with me. Some people didn't even talk to me. And Heath was the first one to actually introduce himself and kind of be cool, because I had no idea, because I was coming from the extreme sports background. So I was just kind of like, whoa, okay, well, what's going on? And Heath was the coolest dude ever. And we just kind of just hit it off and just became friends.
What it was is that everyone was intimidated by Wes a little bit is what it was. See, he comes in being a little shooter, and we already know he is. Yeah. Plus, he's in this Red Bull or Monsters daggone, wakeboarding, doing flips and shit in the water and all this craziness. So he's in magazines and all this other stuff, getting put over. Like, look at it behind him. He has a surfboard. Right? There's a damn surfboard right behind him. So it's one of those things where, he was people were already like, oh, wow, and then, his, family's legacy, behind it. And everyone's like, oh, man, you gotta watch out for him. He might shoot on you. But Wes came in genuine, humble, nice, and a cool dude. So it's like, of course, I said, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? And we just got to know each other, man. And then, what is it, 12 years later or something?
Longer than that, man. I don't know, man. It's been a while. Do you remember the first rib you pulled on me?
I don't know. There probably was a few.
All right. So this is probably one of the best ones. It was a tag match, and Joe was my tag partner. I don't know who Heath was tagging with. And, I'm green as a goose. I don't know nothing. So we go in the back, and we plan everything out. All right. I'm talking about we plan it out. And somehow he decides to go up to Joe and say, hey, we ain't going to do none of that. He goes, tag Wes in right away. And then when Wes goes to tag you, jump down to the floor. So I'll get in there. I'm like, okay, we got this match. Joe's going to start the match up. I know what he's going to do. He's going to tag me in. I'm going to go to the second, drop axe handle. I'm super all pumped up. And I'm standing on the rope, and all of a sudden, Joe tags me. And I look at Joe, and I'm like, what is going on? And Joe jumps down, and he looks at me. He's like, come on, baby. And I'm like, I went to the ref. I go, hey, we didn't discuss this. And I'm like, no, Joe. And he's just grinning. And you can tell I'm panicking. I'm panicking. So I try to do a little circle around, and then go tag Joe. Joe jumps back down on the apron. And I'm like, well, I guess I gotta lock up.
Lock up with me, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember doing that with you, and I remember doing that with Saxton, Byron Saxton. I did that with him, too. But it was just, it's one of those things where, you can call something in the bag and you can memorize it, this and that. But that's just going through the motions, You got to switch that shit up. You have to, So Wes, we already knew he was capable of doing it. We just wanted to see if he can listen and do it. And he followed correctly, and it was great. So,
well, I was scared shitless, brother.
Of course.
I was like, what is going on? Why are they doing this to me?
Hold on. What's going on now? Am I going to get jumped here or what?
Right. So now, okay, so that's your first rib. But now Wes has been telling me, long before we even had mentioned bringing you on our show, when we started 2 years ago, that he's just got great memories and stories with you. So I have not ever really, I've always been like, we should not really talk about these unless he ever comes on. Well, here we are now. So I want to know some of these stories you guys have from your SCW days together, because Wes has really ramped some of these up for me. I got to hear some of this.
Well, see, now here's the funny thing is, I actually got him back. So it took a while. It took a long, long time.
Dude, I'm a chameleon, baby. I can adapt to it all. You can only get me here and there.
So it was, the office came down and they were like, Heath, we want you in tights. And Heath's like, tights? I ain't never wear no tights before. Like were
trunks.
Yeah, you were the full trunks. And you never wear trunks before. You always wear the long tights. Yeah. So you were like, oh man, like you were freaking out.
I was scared, man.
Legit freaking out. So me and you have a TV match together. And you're just like, man, I'm scared. My balls are gonna fall out. And I'm like, I got big balls, man. And I'm like, man,
all balls.
Here, your gear's good. Don't worry about it. He's like, man, Wes, just don't pick me up for a suplex, please, man. I'm just scared, man. Just one little slip, man. I don't want to get fired. They told me.
I don't want everyone to see all the goods.
Yeah. I just put, I'm not comfortable wearing these things.
No, I was a nervous wreck for real.
So midway, bam, 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 we do something. We end up doing a spot. I don't know what it is. We both end up, I think I have you in some type of arm bar or something. And I go down. I go, hey, your balls are hanging out. And you freak out and yourself, but they weren't hanging out. But I just had to get them back. You were so mad because it was actually like an FCW. So you could kind of see you look down and freak out and judge and go back to.
Dude, I set up like Taker, man. Like, whoa, what? I didn't feel no wind or nothing though. But man, but yeah, wearing trunks, pretty much underwear in front of everybody for the first time, it's kind of nerve wracking, man. Because I never really wore trunks. Ooh.
How do you think I felt? I was always had board shorts and I was like, what am I?
I know.
I was always making fun of the guys on the beach wearing that stuff.
For sure. And you know what's funny though is that like when you wear trunks, it's like if you have knee pads and boots on, you kind of can get away with it. But if you just take the knee pads off and you have trunks and boots, it's kind of weird looking. Man.
Yeah.
You're like,
I don't know how my dad and my uncle did it. That's how they did it.
But then again, that was old school way though. That's how it originally was.
I don't know how you, man, that would hurt my knees and my elbows. I don't think I'd be able to walk today.
No way, I couldn't. My knees and elbows are already shot.
It was, man, FCW was a crazy, like we had Dr. Tom on our show a couple of weeks ago. And
shout out to Dr. Tom.
Yeah, big shout out to Dr. Tom. He's doing big things. You know, he got his wrestling school going on. And
yes.
We were just talking about, you know, how we got a lot of times he gave us the freedom where he wouldn't tell us who we'd wrestle. He would do those mystery cards where,
or he would put a card up, and then next thing you know, you would plan a match with the dude, and then your music would hit, and then he'll just show up in the back and do this. Hey, your music's about to play next. You're working him, and then you're like, what the fuck? Oh no, what the hell? No, you know, and then next thing you know, your music would hit, and then say it was me versus, you know, Wes. Wes would be in the ring thinking he's going to work like someone like Fandango. Right. So, you know, my music would hit, and I look out at him, and he's looking at me like, oh, no, man. I'm looking at him like,
actually, we're both looking at each other going, yes.
Right? But it's just one of those things, like the element of that surprise of, like, I mean, he would do that on, like, say, you know, like we would have an event, and there'd be 100 and some people, which back then to us was like a great crowd. You're like, heck yeah. And he would keep the card how it is just to make the show good. But there's some towns you go to and there's 28 people there. And then Dr. Tom was like, yeah, we're going to have some fun today.
But you know what? That really made us, I felt like that really made me so comfortable in the ring. Any moment that I felt like that built my confidence where it didn't matter who I was wrestling, what style. It just didn't matter because I believe, man, Dr. Tom's bunch of guys that came out there were guys that could work any style possible, any style, and have a great match with anybody.
I'm 100% backing every word you say. I have nothing but good things to say about Dr. Tom. He was the one when I was there. I was, you know, green and I was nervous, but I always had like I never really gave a damn. Like when the music hit and I went out, I'm like, I'm gonna try to do my thing, you know. And then thank God Dr. Tom kind of liked what I was doing, but he would take it and say, try to do this, try to do that, clean this up, mold this here, you know. And I just would listen to him and it would work.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like he just if he saw something in you, he would help you, but he would help everyone until like he was that guy that like if he would go to you and say, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And the guy would be like, well, I know. I'm sorry. I know. And then Dr. Tom would be like, well, if you know, don't do it again. And the guy would go do it again. And then Dr. Tom would be like, well, why did you do that? The guy would be like, I know. I'm sorry. I know. Dr. Tom would literally say, well, if you know, then you know then. And then Dr. Tom wouldn't give him none more of his time because he would keep repeating it. I picked up on that real quick to where like I would never say that. Dr. Tom would tell me everything. I just be like, yep, okay, yes. And I go and analyze it. And then I would try to do what he would tell me in the mix of the moment while I was out there in the ring. But his confidence in me made my confidence like grow, man, to where I felt like I was unstoppable down there. Like you hit my music, baby.
But Dusty had your back. Dusty pushed you hard, man. Dude, Dusty was wanting you. Dusty, I mean, he loved you. I mean, when you would go up there and do some of those promos, I mean, he would get on you, but he would get on you because Dusty loved you so much. I mean,
Dusty would literally, every time we had promo class, he would literally just tell me to be myself. He's like, oh, baby, you got so much charisma. Just let it go. Just let it go. You know, like he was like, let it come out. You know, he was like, flap that hair, move those hips, you know, do your thing. And that's when I was like that whole handsome Heath and this wild man shaking on like humping the ring post and all this.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Oh yeah, bro. I had this song by the Revolting Cocks, and it was if you like that whole Rod Stewart. If you want my body, man. But it had this beat to it. The beat was just like a big base and it would punch you right in the mouth, you know. And I'd come out with long hair, flapping my hair, shaking my hips on the daggone ring post. I mean, like, dropping
glasses on.
Yes. Going swinging on the ropes, doing his thing, grabbing the mic, man. Like, Dusty just was like, come on, keep going. And I was loving it.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
fun times.
Because yesterday I was watching your guys' actual match from FCW. I don't remember the date or any of it, but it was you against Wes. And what I mean, it was fun to watch. It was a great match, but what I also enjoyed was on commentary.
Oh yeah. You gotta remember that was one of Wes's first matches down there, man.
Yeah,
like on like the FCD,
on the actual like little TV thing
program. Yeah, you know, the little thing. And I just remember being, you know, one of the guys to have one of his first matches to where it was like pretty cool because like, you know, we were buddies by then.
Yeah,
you know, so it was just one of those things that's like, yeah, man, let's go and have some fun.
And it definitely looked like it. You could tell that you guys were having a good time in there.
Oh, of course.
Oh, man.
That's the best thing about wrestling friends, man. You can lay it in a little bit more and they won't get mad, you know?
No, and I just remember that match. I remember, like, when the refs, like, go home, and I'm like, man, I just don't want it to end. Like,
right?
I was having so much fun, and the crowd was into it. Everything was just... I was just like, I just didn't want it to end, and you know,
that's the best ones, man.
Yeah, and that's all credit to you, and that's just me shutting up and just listening to you because you led that whole match. You know, I just listened to the master, and you know, you
gotta remember, we all were been there. I bet you now you're out there, you know, calling matches too. I remember listening back in the day, being like, "Oh my God, I don't even know if I can do this. Oh goodness," you know, all nervous and scared. It's like you know those stages of wrestling that you go through. You know.
Yeah.
I just was thankful that I was in that stage with Wes, and I didn't take advantage. I'm like, "Come on, baby, what can you do good? What you want to do? Let's have some fun." You know. I'm all about the match anyway, man. If the match is good, entertaining, makes sense, you know, we both can get something from it, I'm all about it, you know. I hate those matches when you go out there and just like, it's 100% him.
Right.
You're like, come on, man. Can I just punch him in the mouth?
Boy, he has one of the best punches in the world, by the way.
His punches, man.
His punches, boy.
Watch out, man. Watch out.
And another cool thing of Heath, man. See, all I got is great things to say about him. Is he actually gave me one of his moves. Like he used to do a flapjack, and then when he got called up to the roster, up to the main roster, he's like, "Wes, start using my flapjack." And I was like, "Really?" And you're like, "Yeah, man. You would probably do it really well." And I was just like, "Man, like." That's just so cool of him.
If I can flop it up, turn to the side,
and I do the exact, and I still do it to this day, bro.
Dude, please.
But
hopefully, I get to work you. I want to hit you with it. But
I got a promotion, Atomic, that wants to make this happen. No, I'm dead serious. They want to make this happen. Me and you again.
No, we can do it.
Yeah, but see, wrestlers don't usually do that though. You know, like that's something that's really rare for other wrestlers to give them moves because a lot of times wrestlers are selfish and they don't want to give up anything. Ain't that right, bro?
It's a damn shame, being honest. You know what I mean? It's literally like you're grown ass men and women, but you live like in high school world. You know, it's like that, and it's just one of those things that where, like, I mean, you know, we all like. When we're in the business, you're all caught in that little spot for a little bit, but then you grow out of it and you just see it now. And you just shake your head and laugh and being like, it's not even worth it, man. Like, just chill out, you know, like breathe, baby. Just breathe.
Yeah, take it easy, baby.
Damn. Everyone's doing super kicks now. Everyone's doing everything else. Like, come on, man. Just have a good match. Tell a story, baby. That's it.
Yeah,
get the people interested.
I want to know what was because right then that's kind of where, you know, you get caught up, I get hurt, I get released, then you're full-time on the main roster. We don't have to go through the whole thing, but just what was a couple of just the highlights, some of them, just, you know, a couple of the memories or just some of the things that really just stood out to you that you were just like, man, that moment was a moment that's just going to stay with me for the rest of my life.
Was your debut was it the Nexus? Was
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole NXT season 1 stuff, but I don't even want to count that. But then again, you have to count it because that leads into the story with Nexus. So yeah, but Nexus was legit. Like, we put that dent in the WWE, and it's like, hey, we're here. How y'all doing? So it's like Nexus was legit the diving board of us jumping in the WWE and making a splash, So yeah, Nexus, 100% Nexus was literally amazing. I've been in so many factions. It's not even funny to where it's just like, I forget some that I've been in and people's like, oh, you remember being in this group? I'm like, whoa, yeah. Oh, shoot, I forgot that. So it's one of those things where like, I've been in like so many factions to where it's like, pretty much Nexus, I remember a lot of. 3-on-B, I definitely remember a lot of.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that
was more of a close-knit group. I mean, that was more, it was
friends, man.
Homeboys.
The day that ended, I was furious. I was so mad. I was definitely one of those guys marking out online, like, how dare you not have 3MB? It was by far one of my dreams, dude. Because again, it really does show the entertainer you are.
It was one of those things with 3-on-B, man. Like, I say this a lot, but it's like I had so many gimmicks that was legit chicken shit that I had to turn into chicken salad.
Yeah.
Like I say that saying, and everyone's heard that saying, but I can honestly sum that up in most of my career, Yeah. So it's like, I remember John Cena always telling me, man, they always give you an inch, but somehow you bring it to a mile, to where I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I just try to think of ideas and do it. And thank God the universe of wrestling, somehow, for some reason, they connect with me to where it works, I don't know.
You were always over, though. Always over.
But what I loved about the whole, like, being a heel or being the good guy is that, like, people would, like, see me out. Like, I would go to a restaurant or something to have a beer in the meal. And they'd come up to me. They're like, dude, I know you're a bad guy, but I just want you to know we love hating you. And I'm just like, thanks, I guess. They're like, no, man, we just love booing you. Like you're just like a fun bad guy.
Because
thanks.
Here's the reason why. Because you look like a guy that you could want to have a beer with. You definitely look like you know how to fight. And you could definitely pull some chicks if you weren't married. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? You kind of got it going on. So people instantly see that vibe, and it doesn't matter. Because that was the same way when I was in Aces and Eights. People would come up to me and be like, "Hey, I know you're this big scary heel, but I'm just me. Like, what's up? Like, don't test me. You test me, then that stuff will come out. But other than that, sure. We just go with the wave, man. We just flow.
Yeah, man. That's a fact, man. And then again, we're people persons anyway. Like I love having a good chat with the fan. Even if it's just like having a couple drinks. Hey, man, nice to meet you. And you're out. Like I've done that at so many like bars where it's not even funny. Just BS, and then I go, get in bed, catch a flight, and come home. So it's just one of those things where like I feel like over the years of just connecting. On screen and off screen, it's just been really cool. And like people, just respect that. I feel, they're like, damn, he's a human being as well. He might be a wrestler, but man, he's down to earth and cool. Like, I feel like they like that, I know I would.
Yeah. Well, and especially like when you did the Nexus stuff, there was just so many other, you're buttoned with so many other talents and egos with that all of you as a whole was a big thing. I remember 2010 bragging rights. I was there when you guys.
I remember when he won the tag team titles and they switched the titles to the bronze one. And I remember going to his apartment and he's like, "Wes, check this out." And he handed it to me. I was like, "Whoa, dude!" And we were so stoked. We were like, we were like, who knows what we were doing? But we were stoked on it. We were like,
yeah, it was cool, man.
My boy's champ. Like, and two, I remember my dad being so proud of you too.
Man, your dad's such awesome.
Yeah, I remember my dad always seeing all the hard work you put in, and finally, when you made it, my dad was like one of those guys that's like, man, I'm proud of Heath. I'm glad,
I remember seeing him in Tampa, man, because it was a Miami loop. It was in Miami whenever Nexus happened, and I remember SmackDown, I think, was in Tampa or something the following night, and he was there, and I just remember he was like, man, all that stuff y'all did last night, whoo, like. People's gonna be talking about that for years, and I was like, "Man, I hope so." I'm green still. I'm like, "Man, I hope so." Like we destroyed everything, and then look at it, like a decade later, you're still talking about it.
Yeah.
To where it's like it's crazy.
That was a big moment.
Yeah,
for real. That was oof. I still get chills watching it because it was like,
it was real, man. People was crying.
Yeah, it seemed. Yeah.
It was just something different. And it was different, and they actually allowed them to take the handcuffs off and let them be them. Because I remember you guys telling me, be like, yeah, like we're totally got creative control. And then I remember the downfall is when they started kind of not letting you guys have creative control. And that's when Tarver was telling me that it was like, that was when it was kind of starting to get a little shaky. And that's when it kind of was like running its course, you think?
Bro, it started to where like they would listen to us to like, what do you guys think? And we would give, our opinions, but I mean, we were still nervous to even give opinions. We're like, well, we could maybe do this, or we can maybe do that, and then like they would allow most, but then it was like when it came to SummerSlam, man, is whenever it all just fell to hell, man. Like that's as soon as SummerSlam happened, and we didn't get taking over WWE, it just didn't matter anymore.
Yeah. So when that happened, did because I wasn't there. Like, did they come up to you and say right away, okay, well, we got this new gimmick for you, or were you worried? Were you like,
no, we did.
I didn't know what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, it's one of those things where you're like, you're going there, and when you're there, you're expected you're winning, and then you hear that you are winning, and then 3 hours before the show you're not, and then changing a lot, and then of course we're going to still go with it. It's the biggest match of her career at the time, so it's like okay, all right, I guess that's the way we're going now. But we didn't really know what was going on. We just was in the mix of main event and SummerSlam, so it's like, oh, what's going on? We were winning, we're not now. I'm sure they got something good for us, but it is what it is, man.
Dude, that's the same thing that happened to me, with the aces and eights. All of a sudden, it was just like, and then you're like, okay, so what's next? And they're like, well, we got some things. Sit at home, and we'll come up. And you're like, sit at home, man. I was like, kind of like being on the road all this time, like, like it's kind of a weird shock period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you're transition, and then you're like, all right, so I guess time for repackaging, I guess,
For sure, yeah.
Taking that next step forward,
Yeah. I mean, that's like, with the whole release thing, like how I got released and all that stuff with all this, like, COVID and the craziness and all this stuff. It's like, I didn't do nothing wrong. It was just one of those things where, like, man, I was there for 14 years. 14 years to where it was like, and then a pandemic had to take me out. So it's like one of those things where, like, it's like one of those, like, I know that I was in like this rut in this little burnt out stage and this little whole, like, I don't think I would have changed if I didn't get punched right in the mouth with, hey man, you're gone, but now, like, dude, like, thank God I was good with my money through the years and all that stuff. I wasn't crazy. And then it's one of those things, like, I'm determined again. Like, I'm motivated again. Like, I'm ready to go out there and daggone, like, hey, what do you want to throw at me? Let me show you how I can catch it,
Dude, so, and you know what the craziest thing is that, like, when people get to see Heath Unchained, holy moly. Oh, boy. Oh, man, because Heath can go, baby. I can't. Hopefully, maybe it's us at the top. Like, you never know, man. But,
hey, man, it could happen.
But man, I can't wait. I can't wait for the world just to be able to see everything because, I'm not, they didn't hold you back, but they never really gave you the opportunity to shine. They trusted you because you got the rest of all the legends when they brought in all that because they knew you were the best worker there. They knew you weren't going to hurt nobody. You could make anybody look good. But now, baby, ooh, I can't wait. I just can't wait for the world to see you, man.
I feel like with my career in WWE, like I was always that good hand, reliable guy. It was like, hey, we need some sympathy. Send Slater. Hey, we need some sympathy for the legends, or like let the legends look good. Send Heath. Oh, we want to push this guy. Put Heath with them. Like I was that guy to make it look good and put him over and make him like, oh, wow, they can do that. Well, that's cool. But I never was the guy that they would take and make look good. But I would have like baby moments to where people was like, people would be like, man, there's Heath, man. He's
because you were multiple time tag team champion. You were multiple.
Sure.
You're a Raw tag team and SmackDown champion. You
first to hold both, right?
Yeah.
First to hold both of those titles. I can tell you from a fan's point of view, man. I mean, it was always like, why are they not doing more?
Yeah,
this is the gag.
You know what? That's the past, and we ain't got to talk about the past. We're only going to talk about the future and the present right now. So, dude, okay, when you're doing your CrossFit, what you been jamming to, dog? What have you been listening to? I mean, I know you're a big rockhead, but what have you been listening to, dog?
It's one of those things, like, whenever I'm doing CrossFit, I'm either listening to, like, the whole 80s hair band, rock and roll, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, all of that stuff. But then again, like, for some reason, man, I like, the electronic music, man. The whole...
Hey.
No. I don't listen to it,
like my buddy, like...
Oh, no, yeah. In Vegas.
Remember Alex?
Dude, I was talking to him the other day.
Yeah, you remember? Hey, so one night...
we were up in the DJ booth up there with him.
Yeah, one night I'm like, Heath, I'm like, grab Steph. I go, I got this all taken care of. You're like, what do you mean? I go, trust me. We're going to have a good time. You ain't going to have to pay for nothing. I mean, we're going to have a good time, but don't tell nobody.
Yeah,
so he's looking at me like, what are you... Yeah, I was like, meet me downstairs at a certain time, and we're just gonna dip out. No one's gonna see you. No one.
For sure.
He's like, real, and I'm like, real. Next thing you know, bam, we get to this club. It is packed. We skip right through the line. We have our own table with our name, and then they put some weird bottle on there. And Heath was like, I kind of don't like it, but I'll drink it. And I was like, no. Back, and I was like, I want this bottle, this bottle. They sent back those bottles. And then my buddy Alex, he was DJing, and he was like, they paid him a ton of money to go DJ. So we're in the DJ booth, and it's just this club is
just having a blast, man.
Macking, and we got a whole couch to the side if you just want to chill. But then
it was like a whole sectional, like I mean, like then you would literally have in your legit living room like a big ass sectional,
Yeah. He didn't know I got them hookups, boy. He didn't know. I was like, boy, I got them hookups, dog.
Hey, trust me, I know Wes can hit home runs when he wants to, man.
Oh, but I remember that night, dude. I remember me and you up on the DJ floor, and you just looked at me, and I was like, I told you it would be a good time. You were like, yeah, you're right about that.
I remember back in the younger days, even in FCW days, man, it was like, we go out, we always have a good time and everything. But then it's like, 10 years later or whatnot, it's like you get a little older, then you have kids, you get married, and then like you get a headache after you leave those clubs, man. Like
I don't do that no more.
I'm about to say I'm not the same dude I used to be. Like I'm more of that. If I go out, I want to have a beer and a meal, and I'm ready to go back to my room pretty much.
Done, right? Yeah, man. I'm at that point too. I was just talking about with my girl, and I was like, man, I'm in bed at like 11 o'clock, man. And I'm like, happy. I'm like, I wish I was in bed at like 10. You know,
dude, I'm like a 9:30 dude, man. Like I'm gonna get off this with you guys, and I'm gonna go up there and brush my teeth and lay down and watch some Netflix.
There it is. Yeah.
Watching. What have you been watching?
Dude, we just started that Community. You ever heard of that?
I haven't got into that one yet.
So I got into Community. I got into Community when it first.
Great.
Yeah, I got to watch Ozark. I got it when it first aired on NBC, I think, and it got 2 seasons in. Loved it, just stopped. And during this whole pandemic, I've now watched the entire series
of Community, right?
Community. So what season are you on?
Brother, I'm on the 3rd episode right now.
The third,
season 1.
Because I can catch up now.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm have to get on it.
Dude, those first 4 seasons are just amazing.
Good, because I'm already laughing at it, man. Because a couple of my buddies were telling me about it, so I was like, all right, man, I'll jump on that and check it out. But Ozarks too. Ozarks, man, amazing. It's such one of those like you're just always like that.
Yeah,
just like, oh, what's gonna happen?
I gotta watch it.
So how's Steph? Is she still painting? Is she still doing her artwork? And how's Steph?
Dude, Steph's great, man. She's being, super mama. She's probably going to hear me talking about her. She'll probably come.
Good. We should talk about her. Steph is awesome. I miss her to death. She is such a sweetheart.
It's so funny that it was. We found, because like every time, you know how it is. Like you get released and everything, and then everyone has everything happening on at Mania week for every federation, and I would always see you Mania. Mania was whenever it was like I would always see Wes. We would go out, we would have lunch, or we'd go out to a club, or, something, but Steph had 6 pictures of each Mania with us taking a picture with you.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at back and I was like, I got so many pictures of just us 3, just
yes, man.
It was such a good family. You guys always took me in as part of the family, and I
love the hell out of you, man.
And I always appreciate it, But
sure.
She's still painting and doing her artwork.
Always, man. She's in this little kick now. I don't want her to really hear me because it's getting on my nerves. It's one of those things where she'll get these furniture that I just toss it, She's like, no, I want to refurbish it. So she'd be sanding it and repainting it, and making it look good. And the next thing you know, the finished product, you're like, hold on, where'd you buy that? And she's like, nah, this was what I refurbished. I'm like,
and did you know how much they sell that stuff for?
That's what I'm saying. She's wanting to start doing that type thing, and I'm just like, well, whatever. And I have
bunch of pallets.
Well, we do have that too. But she has some kind of 1-foot-long or 2-foot-long dresser thing in the garage she's about to start working on. Then she has some old 1948 something chest looking thing with the mirror.
That's cool.
Nice.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
she's all about that,
Yeah. So do you do any fishing on that little thing that you got in the backyard or what?
Dude, it's the lily pads, man. The lily pads messes it up, because you always get caught up.
Do you know how to do a weedless hook? Do I know show how to Texas rig that hook?
Well, I don't know how to Texas rig no willy wig, whatever you just saying.
Man.
I didn't understand it.
I'm gonna have to teach you how to.
Hey, next time you're on there in Charlotte, man, don't get a hotel. Crash with me, and we'll go out back. I got 2 fishing poles, 2 kids poles for my kids. That we haven't even put in the water yet.
Oh man, I'll put you on. This Florida boy knows how to fish.
Trust me, I watch your Instagram. I see all the pictures and everything. I see you skinning them and grilling them.
Right. Oh man, I love cooking. Yeah, we've been. I'm about to go offshore fishing in the next week or 2, and hopefully we'll a big old mahi and some tuna.
Oh yes,
dude, slaying some.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, my goal is to spearfish in 1,000 feet of water and shoot one of those big bull mahis. That's my goal.
1,000 feet of water,
right?
Yeah.
That pressure would hurt, squash you, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm not gonna go all the way down. I free dive, so I've been practicing holding my breath. I'm up to 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
You can hold your breath for 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Well, yeah, I've been chasing big waves, so I've been practicing that way I don't drown. So I'll probably
would drown if I tried that.
Yeah, right. Right.
So I'll hold my breath and swim down probably about 30 feet and then chum up the water. And then as I compress up, hopefully a big huge mahi will come up or a shark, and then I shoot it. One of the two.
Well,
Hopefully not. Hopefully
yeah, I hope to God it's a mahi.
Trust me, I'll have my GoPro no matter what. So it's gonna be crazy.
Weston's next match will be a shark. It's gonna happen.
Right? I can totally see it.
Yeah.
And they'll blame it on COVID.
Oh, god damn.
That's great. Hey, so we usually ask our guests this question, and kind of winding down now. We're getting to that hour mark. So, do you have any stories pertaining? Because we mentioned the 24. You held the 24/7 championship, right? Briefly.
I might have. I don't remember.
So that means, and we referred to him as Papa Brisco on the show, but you and Wes's dad then have held the same title. But
that's very true.
You got any stories of Wes's dad that you can share with us?
Wes's dad, dude. Every story I have about Wes's dad is that we legit see each other and we talk about life, man. He asks me about my fam. You know, we talk about, you know, like my body, how I'm holding up. You know, like a father would. Like he would talk to Wes. How you doing? Is your back okay? You had surgery before, right? You know, how's that knee? You know, like he always like genuinely asks like how I'm doing. It's not anything like wrestling or because like, you know, in the big picture, wrestling's the whole make-believe fun stuff that we do that we really don't have that much control of. You know, we're just lucky enough to try to do it. But then, you know, like he always just talks about, you know, family and like how I'm doing, like how's my mindset, like, you know, like how like I'm feeling, you know, if I'm healthy, you know, that type of thing, you know. He's always just genuine, nice, a good man, like a good human being. Like that's really exactly how I can sum him up, man. Just a damn good human being.
That's why I like asking that question, because especially in the current day, the good people in the wrestling industry need to be shown. And that's why I like that question, because we get a lot of the same answers. And that is really the Brisco family are just genuinely great people.
Dude, yeah, straight up. I don't have nothing bad to say about them. And I mean, if you did say something bad about them, they'd probably whoop your ass.
right, exactly. No, it's true too, though, because like it's funny because Wes and I met just at in Iowa at this Hall of Fame weekend that we're always at every year for the National Wrestling Hall of Fame out there.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey man, I'm a fan. Let me get your autograph. Can we take a picture? Eventually, can you maybe do this podcast to where we talk multiple times weekly now? And he's one of my closest.
Hey, and listen, you're gonna love this. I go, my only request, because I hate doing podcasts, is that we're in a hot tub and I have a bunch of chicks with me. And we made it happen.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the only interview I've ever done in a hot tub to this day.
Dude, I love it. Yeah, you got to make that a thing. The hot tub interview.
Oh no, I can't do that no more, man. I'm locked down, man.
Hey,
I got a beautiful
bring her
girl
with you. You know, bring her with you.
Family, guys.
Yeah. Hey, I got a hot tub in my backyard. We can do one here.
Yeah, man, definitely. I need to come up and see the family. Come check
it for sure.
So what's going on, man? What's some of the stuff you're gonna be that you want to promote? What are you looking forward to? And
brother,
promote,
well, you know, I got a slew of T-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. You know, that's just a cool ass store, being honest, man. You can literally put out anything you want and they will. So it's like, yeah, I love it. And they're cool people, you know. They're cool.
They're awesome people to work with.
Yes. And you know, I got a couple things like up the sleeve that's not happening yet, but you know, it should, you know, in the next 6 months to a year for sure. And which I'm excited about that too. But like with wrestling, man, it's like I just want to breathe a little bit, you know. I just like I've had the, you know, almost the 3 months is coming up July 18th, so it's just one of those things to where like, man, I've had 3 months to literally work on myself, work on like working out and getting focused and motivated and ready. Like
you're in the best shape of your life right now, dog.
Brother. I ain't gonna lie, like it's turned around a lot, man. Like, you know, it's one of those things to where like you know you hear it in quotes and stuff. It's like you know, like, you know, I don't even know the damn quote I'm trying to daggone quote, but but it's one of those things, you know, like you have to get put down on your ass before you realize, you know, what in the hell you got to do to really succeed, you know, like, and like I told you before, I got lazy for a while, man, like just comfortable and like comfortably numb, like 100%. I was just comfortably numb. And then I got punched right in my damn mouth and knocked on my ass. So I just said, hold on, I didn't like that. You gonna hit me? You know, like I'm gonna show you something now. Like I got motivated and I feel like, you know, like I'm 36, you know, I'm not that old. So I feel like I still, you know,
you're in your prime right now, dog.
You know, so like I feel like I got some good years underneath my belt to go out there and, you know, really stir it up. But it's one of those things where like I'm motivated because now I don't have a check coming in every week, you know, coming up July 18th. And now it's like, hey, you got two, you know, beautiful girls, you know, your beautiful wife. You got the 3 women of your house right here that you have to provide for. And like, seriously, and I mean it, like, watch the hell out because I'm going to be coming through like a damn bulldozer. And I hope to God you're a bulldozer too, because I just want to have some fun in these matches and go, you know, so I'm excited. I'm motivated. I'm hungry again to where it's like let's have some fun and let's get busy, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, I like it's so cool to see that glow and that light in your eyes again, dog. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. Like seeing that happiness and seeing that drive, and you know, and that's a hard like. Because it was hard for me, you know. Everyone gets to that point where it's like, okay, well, I can either keep sitting on the couch and keep crying about it, or man up, put on my shoes, get back to work, and figure out what I got to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
man,
dude, for sure.
Someone will have to make that match happen. I don't know where or when. Like you,
I'm sure we'll make it happen.
There's a few places we can make that happen. That match has to happen because it would be a blast to watch you guys together.
Don't worry, it will.
I'll make the trip from Minnesota for that match.
It might happen in Minnesota. Who knows?
It'll probably happen in Florida, to be honest with you, because I'm partners in a promotion down here.
Ooh, look at you!
So I
think I know who we have to talk to.
I think I can run some, pull some strings somewhere, somehow.
All right.
A little bit of muscle here and there.
I'm about to say, call my manager.
But but you gotta bring the fam down though. You gotta bring the family down though.
Hey man, if I can bring the fam down and you can promise me a beach trip, I'm down.
Oh, guess what? The promotion at Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
I've never been there before.
Oh, I know that beach really well.
I need someone to show
and then
me
you get to
around.
meet my girl. Steph gets to meet my girl. Well,
There you go.
Good little trip.
I like it.
That's got to happen. So hopefully, just saying, Atomic. Let's make it happen. I think Wes, you got to put the title up too.
Yeah.
Oh, you better not.
He's already putting the pressure on me already.
You better not put that title up.
Because you'll take it. I know you.
I will.
I know, man. I look at you. You're fully ready right now. Like,
oh, brother, I will schoolboy you and hold the tights.
Oh man, double toe hole.
Double
toe hole.
Maybe.
You're gonna stand on both of your feet, push you over.
For sure.
That's great.
Do you want to tell everyone your Instagram, your Twitter? I'm sure it's all the same. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows, but anything else you want to plug or throw out there?
brother, I'm like reading this right here. It says follow Heath on Twitter at HeathXXII. You see it right here?
Yeah.
Y'all see that? That's where you can find me on Twitter. And it's the same thing on Instagram.
Perfect. I was hoping that.
Yeah, it is. I think so anyway.
I'm the same. I don't know.
Look for that little blue check mark. I think I'm verified.
Yeah, I think you're still verified. But anything else you wanted to say or anything else you want to throw out there?
Brother, I'm just glad you had me on your show, man. And we got to BS a little bit. I always enjoy doing that.
Oh man, like I'm glad you came on because like, you know, Ace, like soon as he told me what happened, I was like, man, let the man breathe because everybody needs some time just to let the man breathe, you know. And once he's done breathing, I'm gonna hit up my brother because sometimes when that happens, you gotta let your boy breathe, and that's the whole. You never ever want to like because we've all been there, and the best thing is just let him breathe, and then you know he's bounced back like a soldier, and look at him, he's ready to go. Put him in for war, baby.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I like one of those little bouncy balls, man.
Right. That's great. Yeah, no, it was yeah, as soon as we saw that, it was like, okay, down the road here we got to reach out because
sure.
I've been getting teased with how, oh man, you should hear what me and Heath were doing back in the day. I was like, well, it didn't happen.
A lot of that we can't talk about.
Right.
That's very true.
Yeah, no, definitely. Real quick, we head out just on the people that were out there. Alex, thanks for hanging out with us. Melissa, Eric, Brian, Marty the Moth, Martin Cassis, our former
Marty the Moth.
Yeah, wait till you wrestle him. He's awesome. He's
very
really good.
He better get ready for his sidekick because it's coming.
No, he's good. Yeah.
Our boy Mike Morton Malice, former tag partner with you there, Wes, got on. Yeah, man. Our boy Japeeb, everybody, man. We had a bunch of people hanging out. So thank you to everybody for doing that. Wes, what do you got? You got a show coming up? Is there another Atomic show coming up soon?
Yeah, I got me and Shannon Moore next month. I believe it's the 27th. I'm not positive. I'll post something up coming up soon. Other than that, just our podcast and creating some content on YouTube of some surfing.
Who's diving?
Someone playing
man. I don't got no rhythm. That was me trying to do something. You know?
Oh, that was you. I thought we were getting ready for war or something, man.
Well, good. We're about to throw down, man. You're trying to come from our title and stuff.
You were like, boom.
Hey, that's that Native American blood in me, brother. That Native American blood in me is pumping. I'm ready to throw down, dog.
Brother, I totally hear it. I
feel
yeah.
That. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Awesome. Also, big shout out to Red Velvet. You check her out.
Hey, do it again, Wes. Keep going. I love it.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Again, Wes, check her out. Red Velvet. Make sure you guys follow her. Check her out. She's doing.
Yeah, check out my girl. She's on AEW. She's doing her thing. Very proud of her. And guys, let's love everyone, respect everybody, and let's just be kind and do what you can and stand up to bullies. Don't allow people to, just speak up, do whatever you can. Love everybody because we all bleed the same color, so it doesn't even matter. So everybody love everybody, as Jackie Moon would say.
Hey, just do the next right thing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Do the next right thing.
It's so easy to be a good person, guys. Just do it.
So real.
Yeah. Keith, thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me.
You and your little drum desk over there. Yeah,
I know, dude.
Play us out, man. Play us out.
Thank you for coming, guys. For me, real quick, again, Tuesday nights, 8:00. You 2 count. Me and comedian John Russell get really geeky into wrestling, so you can check that out there. Tuesday nights YouTube. Otherwise, Heath, again, thank you, man. It was a pleasure, and it was a blast to listen to you two genuinely good people who have a very cool friendship talk about the past. So this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys, man.
For sure, man.
Hey, stay on before.
Yeah, stay on. Don't get off. Yeah, we'll stop the live stream and you guys can chat.
Gotcha.
We'll come at you next week with another episode. Wes and I, probably be us, maybe a special surprise guest. Also, a few more weeks. We're about 3-4 weeks out, guys. 2-year anniversary show for the Brisco and Big H show. So we are now getting that ready. We're going to have some special guests stop in on that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys next week.
Peace, love.